Alice went closer to the egg. However, the egg only got larger and larger and more human. When she came within a few yards of it, she saw that it had eyes and a nose and mouth. When Alice had come quite close to it, she saw clearly that it was Humpty Dumpty himself. "It can't be anybody else," she said to herself. Humpty Dumpty was sitting with his legs crossed on the top of a high, narrow wall. Alice wondered how he could keep his balance. He was looking in the opposite direction, and so he didn't take any notice of her. She thought he must be a stuffed figure after all.
"And how exactly like an egg he is,"
she said aloud, standing with her hands ready to catch him, for she was expecting him to fall.
"It's very provoking,"
Humpty Dumpty said after a long silence, looking away from Alice as he spoke.
"To be called an egg. Very."
"I said you look like an egg, sir,"
Alice gently explained.
"And some eggs are very pretty, you know,"
she added, hoping to turn her remark into a compliment. Humpty Dumpty said,
"Some people have no more sense than a baby,"
looking away from her. So Alice stood and softly repeated to herself,
"Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty in his place again."
"Don't stand there chattering to yourself like that,"
Humpty Dumpty said, looking at her for the first time.
"But tell me your name and your business."
"My name is Alice, but—"
"What does it mean?"
asked Humpty Dumpty.
"Must the name mean something?"
Alice asked.
"Of course, it must," "Ha ha ha ha," Humpty Dumpty said with a short laugh. "My name means the shape I am, and a good handsome shape it is too. With a name that is like yours, you might be almost any shape."
"Why do you sit out here all alone?"
asked Alice.
"Why? Because there's nobody with me,"
cried Humpty Dumpty.
"Don't you think you would be safer down on the ground?"
Alice went on.
"That wall is so narrow,"
Humpty Dumpty said.
"I don't think so, if I ever did fall off. The king has promised me, with his very own mouth to
send all his horses and all his men?"
Alice said. He asked how she knew about it. Alice said that she had read it in a book.
"Yes, all his horses and all his men."
Humpty Dumpty went on. He also asked Alice how old she was, to which she replied that she was 7 years and 6 months. Humpty Dumpty told her that she should have stopped at 7, and she was offended by the remark. Then Alice complimented Humpty Dumpty on his cravat, a kind of necktie, but she was a bit confused as to whether it was really cravat or a belt. He was offended by that and explained that it was gifted by the White King and Queen on his unbirthday. Alice thought that unbirthday presents were not as nice as birthday presents. Humpty Dumpty said that they were better because one gets one birthday a year, but one gets 364 unbirthdays. Humpty Dumpty also told Alice that he could make words mean whatever he chose. Alice asked him to explain the poem Jabberwocky that she had read. He explained it to her. Then he repeated another poem that suddenly came to an end. He spoke rudely to her and said,
"Goodbye."
He also said that he would fail to recognize her when they would meet the next time. Alice walked away, but heard a heavy crash that shook the forest.